Hi, it's Mary, and I'm back again to help start celebrating February. And of course, we all know Valentine's Day is the big holiday in February, so I am participating in a collaboration that is being hosted by Kimberly at Diva Designing on a Dime. And she has a great channel, and I think you should check it out. Her collaboration is called Share the Love, and I just love that title, and I love this whole concept for our February videos that we might be putting up on YouTube, and I hope you enjoyed this one. So her first thing that she asked us to do, Kimberly did, was to describe to you 3 things that we love. And I wanted to start with my love for the Lord. I'm very blessed in my life in many, many ways. And even though we all have our trials and sort of our crosses to bear, every single one of us, no matter how perfect our lives look on the outside, we all know that we deal with things in our lives. But with the Spirit of the Lord inside me, and helping to guide me and support me, I know I'm never alone. And so I so appreciate having him in my life. And then my second thing that I love is my whole family and my friends. And although I live here in Colorado, most of my family live in Missouri. I have a very large extended family, and they're all wonderful people, and we get together and have parties. And I'm just so blessed to have this large family. And of course, that includes my daughter and my grandchildren who live here in Colorado with me. And then I also have a wonderful Colorado family, and that's a group of friends. We all live here in Colorado, but none of us have family close by. And so we've sort of made our own family here together and celebrate all of our holidays and special events together. That's a wonderful blessing for me too. And then my last thing, number 3, is I love my garden. And you may have noticed that my channel is called Rocky Mountain Gardens, and that's because I have a beautiful garden in my backyard that I've been working on for many years, ever since I moved here. And I feel so fortunate to, first of all, to have a lovely space to garden in, and to have the health and even the finances to create a beautiful garden to help make the world and God's creation even more beautiful, and share it with friends and family. So those are my 3 things that I am very thankful for, and I am so blessed to have in my life. So Kimberly also said, let's do a tablescape, and we have to include a heart in our tablescape. So I'm going to go ahead and share that with you now. And I'm going to start, I'm going to reach over here. The plates that I'm going to be using are these clear, kind of hard to see, but these clear, very plain plates that I bought at Bed Bath & Beyond some time ago. And I love them. They're very inexpensive. And you can do so much with them in lots of different holidays and different decors. And I love to use them outside in my garden in the summertime. And then the other plate I'm going to be using for a salad plate are these clear plates as well. These I got at a yard sale that one of my neighbors was having, and honestly, I think they cost like 25 cents a piece. They were such a deal. So these are my plates that I'll be using. And then I'm going to go ahead and show you what I'm going to be doing. You can see a little bit right here that I'm going to be using a pink tablecloth. And you know, I love to use tablecloths for tablescapes because they can transform your table into an entirely different look with the color that you choose for your tablecloth. And tablecloths don't cost that much. They have really nice ones like at Ross or Marshall's that are very reasonable. So I have a little collection of tablecloths for that reason. And I enjoy using them for different holidays and different celebrations. Anyway, so I'm going to turn the camera around now so you can see how I put this tablescape together. And I'll see you back in just 1 minute. All right, guys, so I have started setting my table, and I wanted to show you how I put together one of my place settings. Now, sorry you can't see my head here, but I wanted you to be able to see where I'm working. So the first thing I'm using is a very inexpensive paper heart. I bought a little container of them at Walmart, and I'm going to place that on the table. And then I can take my dinner plate and set it on top of the heart. And of course you can see the heart through the clear glass, and you know, that's really, it adds a lot to the Valentine look. And then I'm going to place a salad plate on top to give it a very pretty look. And my next thing I'm going to do is prepare my napkin. Now, I'm just using plain white napkins, and these are very versatile too. You can use them over and over again with different settings and decors. And I'm very simply going to fold the napkin into thirds like this. And rather than having to go out and spend money on more napkin rings, I'm just going to use a little length of pink ribbon, which I had in my craft room already. And I'm going to move this, so let's see if I can show you. If you have a phobia about tying bows, this is very simple. All I'm going to do is tie the same bow that you tie every day on your shoes with your shoestrings. So if you can do that, you can tie a bow for a napkin ring. So what I do is I take my pink ribbon and I just make sure, I just pull up the two ends to make sure I have it in the middle on the napkin for tying purposes. And then I'm just simply tying that shoestring bow, and I'm pulling it a little tight to make my napkin be a little bit gathered together. And then here I go, just tying my shoes. And you can, of course, it doesn't look perfect when you first tie it, but you just pull on the loops and space them evenly. And you know, if they're not exactly where you want them, you can pull on the tails of the bow and then tighten it again. And that's it. It's just very simple. And then I'm placing this on my plates here. And lastly, I'm going to add this little sparkly heart. And I got a little container of those at Walmart also. Very inexpensive. And I'm placing that right below the bow that I tied with a pink ribbon. And then I have a perfect little table setting. Okay, so I'm going to get up and finish putting this together. Let me grab one more thing I wanted to show you. I'm going to be doing a centerpiece of flowers, and here I'll move my camera up a bit so you can see them better. You can see me a little bit. So what I'm doing here, this is a vase that would belong to my grandmother, and it's very pretty. And of course, you know, whenever you have any kind of special items from family members that you can have to remember them and, you know, just sort of celebrate them as being part of your family, it's always great to use them. So I have had these two little bouquets of flowers that I've used for Valentine's Day in the past, and I'm going to place them in the vase, and it looks pretty good. But if you remember if you saw my Valentine's mantle decor video, I had bought a few bunches of these pink roses from the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to use some more of them into this arrangement just to make it a little bit fuller and, you know, so it looks a little better. So all I'm doing is I'm taking 3 of these and I'm spacing them around the other bouquet in thirds around the outside of the vase. And here's my 3rd one. And I'm going to space it over here. So I'm just sort of spacing them out in 3s around. And look at that. Isn't that lovely? If you have any of the flowers that are flopping down or, you know, don't look exactly right, luckily they're on wired stems and you can just move them around so they look just right for your arrangement. And look at that. Doesn't that look nice? And I'm going to place this in the center of my table. And there's that. Okay, I'll be back and I'm going to complete putting this all together for you so you can see how that comes together. All right, so I'm going to start by adding some glassware to my table. And you might see I've already put on the silverware. And then we'll move on to putting some candles, because you cannot have Valentine's Day without candles in my mind. So here we are. We'll try out an arrangement. And next I got this little bag of hearts, and I'm going to sort of scatter them around on the table to give it a little more festivity. Looks cute, doesn't it? Then Kimberly asked us to include a heart in our design with our tablescape. So I have this shiny heart, and I'm actually going to place it right here on my, sort of leaning on my floral decoration. The last item that I'd like to add to my tablescape is called a kissing ball. Now, these kissing balls, and the ones that I have here, are made of faux boxwood. They're very cute, aren't they? And they'll add another color to my tablescape that will just add a little interest. And I wanted to tell you, these are so appropriate for Valentine's Day because kissing balls actually, I think they originated maybe like during the Middle Ages, but they became very popular during the Victorian times. And you know, Victorians had beautiful formal gardens, and they loved to bring their flowers, cut flowers into their homes, and they created these balls. And oftentimes they had many beautiful flowers that were you know, put into the kissing ball for their decor, and they were just lovely. And of course, at Christmas time, kissing balls were made with mistletoe and hung up, you know, so your special guy could give you a kiss for the holidays. So kissing balls, as I said, are very appropriate on a Valentine's table, and we're going to add these in. Here is a close-up of my tablescape design. You can see the kissing ball there and how I've scattered the little red hearts around on the table. Here's a close-up of one of my table settings. And you can see my napkin with my ribbon-tied napkin ring and little heart. And I do love that red laced paper heart behind the clear glass plates. It just looks perfect. This little heart placemat that you see under my floral arrangement, I bought that last year after Christmas, and it was very inexpensive. I think it was marked down at least 80%, and I just liked putting it into this tablescape. It adds a lot, I think. And for a laugh, you might notice if you look closely at my pink tablecloth, it actually has Easter eggs and little chicks and carrots and bunnies on it. So I actually bought this table cloth for Easter, and you know, it still works at Valentine's Day because it has the right color and the little designs look okay, and especially when it's been sort of overpowered by all of the Valentine's decor, I think it looks all right. We have to make use of what we have in our homes, you know, and I'm okay with that. Sort of mixing and matching when you need to. I'll be coming back this evening and adding some photos with my candles lit and that sort of evening ambiance for you to see. And I'd like to thank you all for stopping by, and I hope you enjoyed this video and that you have a very lovely and blessed Valentine's Day with your friends, families, anyone who's special in your life. Take care until the next time. So long.